Hi, this right here is the Seal Cookie List Wheel. This is an unofficial fan-made spin-off to one of the major things that got me into grinding weird, stupid levels, the Cookie List by Elzecco. The original video of which will be linked down below, by the way, if you're interested. This is a wheel of the worst and dumbest demons I have personally beaten, and I challenge you to get through all 90 entries yourself. Not all of the featured levels are the worst in terms of gameplay per se, but they all feature something to be loathed or remembered, oftentimes because they're funny as hell. Before we get into it, some rules though. You have to beat the level on the servers, no changes are allowed to be made in any way, shape, or form. If the level lacks, that is sad and you have to deal with it. You cannot choose the order of the levels you beat, the wheel decides, besides the levels that you've already beaten, in which case you could just skip them once you roll them. Also, the win will only count if you have proof of all 90 levels in video format and send it to me either in the EakerHacker version 2 fan club Discord server, link in the description, or through my direct DMs. More about why you want to beat this entire stupid challenge anyway at the end of the video, by the way, so if you're interested at all, just wait through the entire list, please. For now, I will run you through all 90 tragedies on the list and give a single sentence of context for every single level on there. Going from my earliest completions to my most recent. Flappy Weird by the Superbot. A stupid and previously secret way containing Flappy Bird Easy Demon that plays about as well as you'd think, but about like twice worse. The Robotic Rush by Andromeda GMD, one of the earliest 2.0 demons containing some alright decoration and gameplay in the first half that completely collapses in the second half because of a garbage dual part and awful looking decoration. Also, the ending is so weird. Hackerfly by Dash, I guess? Straight Fly Demon with a bunch of memories surrounding it. One of the better levels on the list in terms of enjoyability somehow. Croissant by Felix Ram. France-themed mega collab with obnoxious transitions and the birthing of the baguette in all its weedy glory. Thank you, Eiffel Tower. The Colossus 2 by Manic648. A super strange story-based boss fight level with no indication of what can and can't kill you. Plus a really hard alternative route that makes the problems only worse. Liberation by Serpunge. In my opinion, the worst Serpunge level due to many poorly executed gimmicks and an awful ending part that kinda speaks for itself. Dunk Travle by Mike Wheeler fan, previously known as Roy Mousty. The longest level on the list being a dumb meme iteration of the travel levels trend with a lot of the consequences that brings along with it. Rewire by Jacob Rosso, a really annoying higher end easy demon with bugs scattered all across it. Hyper Kermal, infamous insane demon with no balancing and a previously almost impossible robot dual part that comes right after 3 equally annoying dual parts. Propel by Hyper314. One of the most awkward playing easy demons in the entire game, with plenty of weird transitions to keep you company. Neptunorium by Dash TY. Seemingly inconspicuous easy demon that hides so many invisible hitboxes under its roof that it surpasses being normal in any way, shape, or form. Goo 3 by Steven Kstuhl. Very similar situation to Neptunorium, just add inverted slopes and a ton of lag. Scream Punk by Rawin. Incredibly buggy boss fight level with a robot part that was previously and potentially still completely impossible to do without grabbing the coin. Bakuretsu by Fairfax. Medium demon 9 circles level with awful decoration and an absolutely infuriating ending part. Classical by Ray Orient. Hard/insane demon 9 circles level with dogshit gameplay all around. Sweet Dreams by Zeus9. See classical but slightly less bad. Just slightly. Paracosm 12. The first 20% is bloodbath difficulty, the rest plays like an 8-star. Yeah, have fun with that. 13 Electroman Adv by Mine Mario. One of the single most wacky and weird levels I have ever played, though it's admittedly not the worst thing to play somehow. 999 by Dongchi. Really obscure and confusing number level with a ridiculously annoying duel halfway in, and an awful shit part that I can only describe as boss fight without the boss fight. 2090 by Darko GD. The worst hitboxes in the West. And the entire rest of the world would still somehow suck without that issue though. On 1 by Real Gab. Really annoying medium demon that tries and fails to make gimmicky gameplay to a hilarious degree. 19 Step by Dartling. Second half carried piece of shit with an ending about as bad as the creator's impulse control. Permafrost Village by Fire Dragon. Medium demon with shit hitboxes in the first half and a 40% long slope cube part at the end that plays about as well as you'd think. But then add on top the fact that 2.2 released. Mechanical Temple by NRG, super poorly thought out medium demon temple level with some god-awful transitions. Upspeed by Nether, really funny 1 point whatever the hell level with an obnoxious dual part in the middle. Infernoplex by XX Avilax XX. Obnoxious middle heavy 2.0 mess with some really funky looking decoration that is as messy as it is admittedly creative. Stalker by Aura Viram. Absolutely abhorrent looking 2.0 piece of garbage, home of the single weirdest duel that you will ever fucking see. Electric Type by Felixon. Really poorly aged Pokemon themed art level with layering issues galore. Psyworm by, I'm not pronouncing that, atrocious playing XL Easy Demon that I just really do not like, honestly. Flat Major by End Level. 9 Circles Insane Demon Mistake with a free pre-drop combo into the hardest and most annoying circles wave ever conceived. Ghost Temple by Jav JT. Really dated looking temple level with an absolutely vomit inducing pre-drop and an extremely annoying boss fight and several other oddities. Reduction by Russell. Dogshit looking 2.0 level that plays only slightly better than it looks. Speedcore by that guy whose name I'm not pronouncing. Spam Demon that feels like RNG half of the time due to some extremely awkward ball spams. Massacre by Sir Hadoken. Balanced about as well as the Tower of Pisa while looking like the ugly brainchild between Devil Vortex and the Flawless. No thanks. Toxic Ruins by GG Boy. Infuriating 1.9 level with an insanely difficult ship and god-awful ending duel. Pneumatic Tokyo by Session. Really funny 2.0 level with several skips and wacky sections. Lambent by Nicolo Bogus? C2090, but with even dumber hitboxes, though despite that, it works and plays slightly better, I guess? Boasters Land by IJBSI. This is a stupid wood-themed level, with some absolutely stupid choices in both gameplay, balancing, and especially optimization. Mechanical Shota by Tongi. Most likely something you've beaten already, but featured on here due to me hating it twice, due to an awkward mini UFO and annoying as shit duel at the end. Back on Mountain by Majako. Unbalanced as shit Majako miscarriage with some horrendously buggy sections. Clubstep EX by Zenthic Alpha. Clubstep with extra spikes that buff specifically all of the ships and this single UFO to an unreasonable degree. Legend of Andromeda by Dash. Super poorly put together old-ass level with, to say the least, dated gameplay sections and no balancing whatsoever. For Matilda 2 by Jazor. Hilarious looking and playing 2.0 mess that got me 15k views. Big Step by Collywog. Clubstep remake that uses the Minecraft song it's named after. Tragically annoying and way too long to be any kind of enjoyable. Clubstep 2019 by Eniel Chasseur. Clubstep, but it looks newer and has some random buffs and completely ruins any and all transitions and visual language of the original it's trying to recreate. Sicko Forest by Dash. Level entirely made of bushes with every consequence that came of it. The Dungeon by Ethan MG. The song explains the level. Formula X by Havoc. Same as the dungeon, but this time it has a frame perfect at the start and an absolutely dogshit ending. Disposer's Demons by Eduardo Pro 7. Absolutely hilarious looking level that plays like a really boring 2.0 level, to be honest. Firestar by Dance to Jors. I don't know how to pronounce that. Disposer's Demons, but with shittier balancing, worse decoration, and an absolutely impossible ending. Vulcan Turbo by Robbuck. Robbuck's dumbest level with no concern for balancing or people with low refresh rates. Sponge by Jazari. The single buggiest piece of fucking work ever put onto the servers due to mostly the boss fight. Rest in peace, Jazari, though. Immortal Icar by Finn. Infuriating hard demon list level with awful transitions and a horrendous ship part that makes you not want to be immortal. 80X by Felix Ram. The only extreme on the list due to a 144Hz choke that contains more objects than half of the levels on this wheel. Titanium Buster by Funny Game. Shitty Funny Game level with an insane wave part and flashing lights so bright it gave me a headache. Proxima by Funny Game. If I have to explain this one, you've not watched enough of my content. Mountain King by Funny Game. Shitty excuse for a gimmick that only gets even remotely hard in the second half. In fact, it gets insanely hard in the second half. Thanatos by Funny Game. Weird 2.1 era Funny Game level with the single shittiest LDM ever put into any level ever. Majesty by Funny Game. We're almost done. Infuriating wave gimmick that I made way too hard on myself by playing it with the same primary and secondary color. Even ignoring that, the ending sucks ass. Demon World by Super Hexagon. The oldest level on here due to a large amount of obnoxious choke points, especially in the ship parts. The Dungeon 2 by Ethan MG. The dungeon, but slightly less bad. Also, the song isn't as funny, so Sword Dance by Aiden Clorolo. Unbalanced and infamous mess that took over 3 years to get a single victor. For good reason. Summit by Sir Hadoken. The single most mind-numbing and boring experience you can have in Geometry Dash. Holy Power by Dorami. Baffling Dorami level that was playtested by monkeys. Extreme Machine by Rob Buck. Ridiculously old Rob Buck abortion that sucks due to the first couple sections mainly. Rob's Club, watch my 30-minute documentary to see all the bugs in action on this one. The G Theory by Rob Buck. God-awful level due to the corners clipping you while you are falling in over half of the entire level. Brutal Velocity by Rob Buck. Previously an infuriating level with a frame perfect at the end. Now just an infuriating level. Wondercosm by Rob Buck. Rob Buck's hardest non-glowy level that is as poorly made as his previously mentioned War Crimes, but this time it looks funnier. The Supreme Lab by Rob Buck. The final Rob Buck level on this wheel, thank Christ. It features some supremely ass gameplay ideas and really funny decoration quirks. Enter of Darkness by Vrymer. A complete failure on all fronts due to the second dumbest duel ever made, and an ending so atrocious that it makes ballsack skinning seem like a good endeavor. Yo Quero by Vrymer, the only level on the list that is 2-player, but that doesn't mean it's any better than the rest. In fact, it might be worse. Clubstep Reborn by Boy of the Cones. Clubstep but with shit decoration, a swing copter, and I f***ed on a straight fly. Good luck! Arcade Lock by Tongi. Unreasonably funny Deadlock remake with a frame-perfect robot click in the middle and this insanely raw boss fight. Dark Rainbow Rebirth by Nubbleboy. I wish to never play this UFO part ever again. Not that the rest of the level plays much better. Deadlock V2 by Small. A complete and utter failure of a remake in every single way. Gets unreasonably, insanely difficult in the second half for no concernable reason, especially surrounding the 70s. Globuksaw by Zythorn. Russian kid boss fight with an anime woman as its deadliest obstacle. Aside from the travesty that is the ending. The Blood Room by Seabass. Horrendous looking 2.0 level that is carried by its pre-drop and whack shit halfway through. Finger Dash V3 by B Games. Complete waste of oxygen that makes Finger Dash play like a shitty 2.1 Insane Demon without any of the good parts and amplifying all of the already bad parts. And it features several decoration errors. This is just a mess. Planet Circles by Lishu. The worst 9 Circles level. Plays like the pre-drop of Paracosm 12 mixed with the flat major wave if it was made in 1.9, and plus added some bugs on top of it, especially nearing the very end. Swiftness by Zeraku. Second half carry RNG demon that has some confusing as shit dual parts that make absolutely no sense and at times are legitimate complete RNG. XYZ Step Infinity by Orca SN. XYZ Step if it was buffed by Dorami, but Dorami didn't have to verify it. Also features the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse in click form. The Anus Miracle by Megadeer. Free level with a list-worthy ship in the middle. Theory of Troll by Dash. First ship and UFO carry level with some quite frankly unbelievably awful inputs. Extreme Chaos by Nether. Bugs, 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 bugs! Also some other gameplay if you can somehow make it there. Features the single worst ship transition in any level ever that includes Deadlock V2 by Small. Creeper Force by Creeper Milk. Incredibly wacky and difficult duel level with an insanely chokeable wave at the end. Coronavirus by S Samurai. Dash It Explodes by Cherry Team. Bugs, 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 yes again. Also some infuriating flow gameplay tropes and garbage hitboxes that make you reconsider your life choices. Nightmare by ILI, Upinox, ILI. Insane Demon 2.0 level that somehow both looks worse than the flawless and plays worse than it as well due to several bloodbath ass parts. And finally, Buff This by Boy of the Cones. Infamous and controversial hard/extreme demon that is entirely made up of straight fly and intentionally quote-unquote lazy gameplay, yet it's one of the better received and looking levels on the wheel somehow. And that's all you'll have to beat. If you do end up finishing this entire list in the manner I said before, you will receive a custom Discord role and a shoutout in the next video of mine, whatever that next video may be. This duel will last for a very long time as long as there is interest. For this reason, you really don't have to feel rushed at all. Take your time and have about as much fun as you can have with it. Probably not that much, but you got this, I believe in you. If you've already beat a very big chunk of the wheel though, I can't consider it a wheel completion. You do have to beat at least a good majority of them through the wheel. You could of course circumvent this by cheating, but then I will kill you, so please don't do that. Will anybody even finish this stupid awful wheel? Well, that's for next time.